Now welcome to the next edition of Sweet Deck List. I got 5 O's or did pretty well at a prelim / challenge. Today I got 4 decks to talk about. Let's get into each of the deck lists, and all the deck lists will be in the description. Let me know what decks you think are the best. Which decks would you like me to see me play through a league potentially? And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. We're about 40 subs out, almost 50 to 40. So let's get there together and let's get into the deck list and discuss. So first on my list is a deck featuring Insidious Roots plus Tyvar. The brand new card in the deck, of course, is the Miner. It is a very sweet, repeatable threat. We keep sacking to Priest of Forgotten Gods. We have Scrounger, which double triggers Roots. We have a little bit of interaction with Fatal Push's main board, and 2 more on the side, in case we face matchups where it's control or something like that. We do have Thoughtseize to help protect our Insidious Roots. We have Agatha Soul Cauldron as a backup plan to help exile our stuff. Haywire Might helps our sideboard answer threats like Lockdown, Binding, stuff like that. 4 pick your poisons in the board for the Vampire matchup. Also can get Temporary Lockdown and Fable, so that's pretty powerful. We have 2 Damping Spheres for Lotus Field because we can get underneath them, but we like that extra little bit of help. 2 Knight of Death's Shadow for the Amalia matchup. Yeah, that is our sweet Roots deck. The Shamans are pretty sweet. We have a couple Fiend Artisans, which is just a fan favorite, in my opinion. And then, like I said, we have Cauldron, which is 3 copies. So, let's get into the next list. Next on my list is a mono white mid-range pile. It has Golos in the deck, which is unbelievably sweet. We have double dose of Inspectors, Knight of the White Orchard, so we're on the play. We can ramp into our 3-drop, 4-drops the following turn. We have Lancers to help find our pieces for locking our opponent out of the game with the Book of Exalted Deeds. Plus, Golos finds the land, so hopefully we should be able to do that. Obfuscation, because we are a mono white deck. Search for Glory finds our book. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's legendary. It also can help find our Elspeth or Wincons and Emperor. So, this deck seems pretty sweet overall. Sideboard, we do have Surge of Salvation for Thoughtseize matchups and heavy removal black-based decks. 2 Get Lost, kind of a catch-all removal spell. Answers most things. High Noon for combo. Rest in Peace for Graveyard Heat. Grindy matchups, we have Wedding Announcement as well as our Surges most of the time because it's going to be black-based. Mid-range piles, we have Catilda for aggro. Elish Norn to shut off opposing opponents. Omnaths, Nivs, stuff like that. Pretty good there. We have 1 Redain to push off Rafts. Also combo like Lotus Field. And then we have our Yorion as a companion. We have Nykthos, so since we are a Devotion style deck. So nice to see mono white Devotion hit this pool. And Obfuscation seems pretty good for a removal spell in Nykthos based strategies because it adds pips, right? And it removes something. So that's like an advantage that mono white gets. Let's get into the next list. Next on my list is mono white humans for Pioneer. This deck does not have any brand new cards, sadly. I guess we have Lost GTA at the bottom there, so there is 1 brand new card. We have Kithian plus our other 1-drops and Bodyguard, Initiate, Officer, so we are quite aggressive. We are mainboarding Containment Priest because of the Vampire matchup. Then we have our Vanguards and our Lieutenants for our Anthem effects. We have Thalia to push off removal in combo decks. We have Adeline to help, be the aggressor. Then we have Get Lost to answer Amalia, which is one of our worst matchups. Sideboard, we have 4 Portable Holes for aggro. We have 3 Peacekeepers for control and mid-range. We have Raid for artifact enchantment removal. That also is dual action and pumps our team. 4 Brutal Cathars if we need a little bit of extra removal against aggro decks. We could probably cut Adeline maybe in that matchup, or Containment Priest probably. We have Knockout Blow for more removal against red-based strategies. We have a Rest in Peace for Graveyard Heat. That is mono white humans for Pioneer. Let's get into the last list. Last on my list is Dimir Prophet. This deck is getting more popular as weeks go on because the deck is pretty sweet. This deck looks like it's only playing 3 Treasure Cruises, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, I totally get it. We're playing, I think, a few copies of this Scholar. No, one. We have one, no, two. Two, my bad, it's right here, two. We have a Coat for grinding matchups. We have Power Word Kill as our choice of removal spell with Fatal Push. We are mainboarding 4 discard spells with 1 Duress, 4 Thought Seizes, 3 Ops. Looks like it's kind of weird not having the 4th copy, but we do have 4 Considers. This deck is playing 3 Duelists and 4 Evangel of Symbiosis. I'm not really sold that that's the correct move, but you could definitely let me know down in the comment section why you think that could be the better move. But in my personal opinion, I've never been a fan of the Symbiosis. I think it's just weak. A 2-mana 2/3 that has Menace, that's a 3/3, is not that good. Blessed Duelist has Vigilance, which is really powerful with Profit. Sideboard, we do have Damping Spheres, a couple copies for Lotus Field. 2 Desk of Death Shadow, pretty good against Amalia. Legion's End, actually kind of good against Amalia, right? You could bring in a copy or 2 and get rid of Amalia and all the copies. Actually seems pretty based. Also gets rid of Walker too if you need that. But I'm surprised nobody's actually playing Legion's End. Seems interesting. 1 Fatal Push for removal for aggro decks. Blowout. A Blot Out for Vampires, Ashiok, and Hearse for Graveyard Heat. Ashiok also is pretty good in general, stopping Incarnation, stopping other strategies like Cord, stuff like that. It's actually a perfect sideboard card for Amalia because you want the Graveyard Heat and you're kind of happy stopping Cord in the first place. So it's less of an embarrassment to bring in against Amalia than something like Hearse where it's only one fronted, right? It's only doing one thing for you, but Ashiok does 2. We have 2 Virtues for aggro, grinding matchups as well, because we get to keep reanimating. We have 1 Kaido for grinding matchups. That is the mere profit. So let me know down in the comment section which deck you think is the sweetest. Like I said, all these decks will be in the description, and as well as the link to my Patreon, locals, help, and my PayPal if you're ever interested in helping supporting the content I do, besides just subbing and watching the videos. Those also help for free. So until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.